Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm sharing my Korea haul. I'm gonna try and organize them because otherwise it might be too all over the place. So I'll start with some of the beauty skincare stuff and then do some of the fashion items. I do have a bunch of stationery related items that I picked up as well, so if you're interested in that, let me know and I can do a separate video focused on a lot of the stickers, tools, stationery items, masking tape, that kind of stuff that I picked up from my trip in Korea and Japan. Starting off with beauty because of course, I feel like South Korea is almost synonymous with beauty items, beauty and skincare. And I also want to share these items because I think most of these you can pick up from Olive Young. At least I picked up most of these items from Olive Young. So first and foremost, I picked up more of my favorite cushion foundation. This is the Espoir Bee Velvet Cover Cushion. I got it in the color 22 Petal. This is a color that I've been using for a couple of years now. I also picked up this Peripera blush. Maybe it's a little TMI, but when it comes to makeup stuff, like, I don't know why I just struggle with blush. I struggle with picking the right color. I struggle with just placement, all of that. So I decided I was going to look for some cool tone blushes while I was in Korea because I know I am more of a cool tone person and I feel like most of the blushes that I pick for myself end up being a little bit too warm. So when I saw this Peripera blush, I saw that it was called Milky Lavender. At least that's the English color name. It's a different name in Korean. It's called like grape milk. I also like more liquid blushes, liquid or creams, than I like powder blushes. Sometimes powder might end up being a little too patchy on top of my more dewy foundation and things like that. So I picked this up and I have been enjoying it so far. It's been really fun to use. I also picked up the Noni Ampoule. I saw things about this online, so that's why I picked it up when I was in Korea. And it's the Calming Skin Radiance. It's like an ampoule serum. And I feel like this is supposed to be good for your pores and also your just general like skin texture. So that's why I picked this up. If you watched my Japan haul, I mentioned that there's a hair mask that I already like to use, and so I picked up more of those. That hair mask is this Unove, I forgot what it's called, Deep Damage Treatment EX. I've been using this for a few years. I feel like this has really helped with the general texture of my hair. I use this as conditioner. So every time I wash my hair, I use this like it's conditioner and not like on like once a week or anything like that. I stocked up on these. We also stocked up on this toothpaste, Vussen whitening toothpaste. This is just the one that also my husband really likes, so we pick up a bunch of these while we are in Korea because they come in sets that have the little travel size with it too, so it makes it easy to travel with. And I picked up a bunch of these Perfect Whip travel size cleansers. So I love using Perfect Whip as my cleanser, and even when I was in Japan, I looked for this travel size because I'm like, this Senka cleanser is a Japanese product. I'm sure they have the travel size. Couldn't find it anywhere. I could find the full size. I could find the like collagen and like the silver one. Like I saw other versions. I saw bundles, but I did not see just the travel size. So I actually bought this when I got back to Korea. I found them at Olive Young and I just bought a bunch of these because these are perfect to travel with. And the last thing in here is the Zeroid Intensive Cream. This is the moisturizer that I also like to use, and Zeroid's a bit cheaper when you're in Korea versus getting it on like Amazon or anything like that, so I just picked up an extra one of these. Okay, so I think that's all of the Olive Young stuff, but I still have some more makeup or beauty related items. This trip was the first time I was able to check out a different beauty store. It was called Hemeko. I feel like that store carries more niche brands, so I was very curious. I picked up this cushion. It's called the AT Bare Face Fit Cushion in the color Pure. This is a really light coverage cushion. It's very different from the Espoir one that I picked up because that's a more like full cover foundation. And this one's really a light finish. It's meant to be like your bare face but better. It might not be for everybody, but I really wanted to try this out because there are days where I just like have to go out for a quick errand and I just want something on my face. I don't necessarily want to like look like I have a lot of makeup on. I don't necessarily want to put a lot of effort putting on makeup, but I just want something that helps like even out some of the redness that's on my face so that I don't look like I literally just like crawled out of my apartment after 5 days, you know? That might not be a use case that makes sense for everybody, but that's why I picked it up and I have been enjoying it. I also was curious to try out a couple of blush brands because remember, blush is not my forte. So this time around I went through a lot of like blush options. I've heard of a few things about House of Her, and this is the Moist Ampoule blusher. This is in the color Pink Rosy. I was originally going to get like the lavender color, but on my skin when I like tested it out, it sort of looked like it could be a bruise. And I was like, I'm not confident enough in my blush makeup skills for me to be able to like work with that. So I looked at a few other colors, and this Pink Rosy color was a nice kind of, it's like a brighter blush. It has more of a pop of color, and it is a liquid blush. So I thought I would try it out. This is in the smaller size. The other blush I wanted to try was the AOU cream blushes. It's like the cream cheek colors. This one's in the color Cherry Blossom Cheeks. It's in this cute little heart, and if you open it, it just looks like this. And it's a cream blush. Sometimes I combine it with the Peripera blush and I use them both together. They also sell like beauty tools and hair tools. So I did pick up a little hair brush. It's a round brush to help with like putting in volume at your roots. I also picked up one other thing that's pretty interesting. It's a hair clip to help with like the adding some volume with your like front hair pieces. And then they also sell little cushion sponges. I guess nowadays they come out in this really like chunky, cloudy puffiness rather than like the super thin cushion sponges that I'm used to. And so I saw this like smaller size. I thought this would be a good size also for like blush placement, but also if I needed to do to like smooth out some of the makeup around like my nose and things like that. I thought this would be a good size, so I picked this up as well. A couple more beauty items. This was the first time that I went to Korea and I actually bought contacts, like color contacts or like circle lenses. I was hesitating to buy them because I didn't know what to buy. I didn't know what brand to buy. I didn't know where to go look for them. I didn't know what would look more natural. When I was catching up with a friend, I noticed that she was wearing lenses, so I asked her where she bought hers, and she said she went to OLENS, so that's how I ended up there. I wanted to get these Misty style in Ash Choco, and so I went to go buy a pack of these, and then they were like, oh, it's on offer for 2+1. So if you buy 2, you get 1 for free. And there was this whole catalog of styles you could choose from. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. So I got the original that I wanted to get, the Misty in Ash Choco. And then I got the Misty in Ash Gray. And then I got this other style in Spanish Gray because it looked pretty cute and natural as well. And as you can see, they're opened because I tried them all out while I was in Korea, and they are very cute. Okay, they're super cute. You can also get them with your prescriptions in them. I didn't need to get prescriptions after I got LASIK done, so I just got them with no prescription in them. But I've seen a ton of people there coming in with their prescriptions, and they have a lot of them in stock. Sometimes they have to order them. I tried out color contacts or circle lenses a long time ago, okay? Like 10+ years ago. That was the first time I tried them out, and they were so thick and they were so uncomfortable to wear, and they looked really unnatural, okay? So I was like, oh, this is why you just like wear them for like TV or like movies or things like that, because like they look really unnatural in person, but I can see how they look okay on stage or like through a camera or something like that. That was the last time I tried them on. So I was a little skeptical, like I was a little scared to get them because that's what I remember, them just being so dry and so uncomfortable. These are not that. The last beauty related category I want to cover is scents or perfumes. And of course, Tamburins is a really popular Korean brand. They have perfumes as well as car air fresheners. And so this is actually a car air freshener refill. We love this scent for the car. It's more of a sophisticated scent for a car freshener. It's not something that you necessarily expect to smell in a car. Like, think about your traditional car fresheners. It doesn't smell like that. Chamo in particular has a little bit more of a masculine scent to it. And I say that because I think it has like a little bit more of like a muskiness to it. It's not so much that when you get in the car you feel like it's a guy's car. It's not that overpowering. They have a few other scents, but Chamo is our favorite, so we picked up a few refills so that we had them ready for the car. The holder for the Tamburins car air freshener holder is also pretty cool. It looks like a little stone, so I think those can also make really nice gifts for people. Last but not least for scents is this bottle. I'm going to mention it really quickly because I had a really great experience. My friends and I went to, I don't know how to pronounce it in English. It's a Rettre in Korean, but we went to this place to make our own perfumes, and it was a really fun experience to do that. They can either take like a mood or a type of fragrance you want to create, or if you have a fragrance in mind, something that you like, and you give that as a reference or like an anchor point, then you can also make something that's either similar or reminiscent of that, and you can then take it home as your own kind of personalized scent. It was a really fun experience, so wanted to mention that. I'll shift over to more like fashion and accessories. When I go to Korea, I actually really like buying socks. I find that they're really well made, they have cute designs, and I can find them in my preferred length, which is this like cropped crew, I think that's what it's called, where it's not too tall and it's not too short. Look at how cute these are. There's like little hearts, like all of these cute little designs. And then this was just like it's like slightly sparkly. I bought these from a store in Seongsu-dong. So if you're visiting Seongsu-dong, you should be able to find it pretty easily. It's on the main strip. Also in Seongsu-dong, I picked up a pair of shoes. I was interested in getting a new pair of sneakers, and while I was in Seongsu-dong with one of my friends, she wanted to visit this store. I had never heard of it before, and then I walked in with her and I was like, ooh, this is cute, I want a pair. This is what these sneakers look like. To me, it looks like it's a mix of like a boxing shoe with like a ballet flat and a sneaker, kind of all in one. From a brand called Khiho, I think that's how it's pronounced. They had a few cute examples in the store as well. So I got this like gray velvet lace, and then I got this like flat kind of ivory, this is more like a classic lace, to change the laces, and these are also pretty comfortable. I've already started wearing them. I also ended up buying these little like ribbon accessories as well, to also kind of decorate my shoes with, because I thought they would look so cute on these. So it just gives me a different option for how I want to wear out the shoe depending on like what else I'm wearing, but these were also super cute. Another brand that I find that's pretty popular in Korea is this one. I think it's pronounced Marithe Francois Guibard. My French is not that great, but it's pretty popular in Korea. I know it's sort of had a resurgence, if you will, in more recent times, but we were there getting gifts for other folks, and then I saw this. I think it was like a collaboration with another like group or designer called Daisy Syndrome, and I saw it. It was really cute, and I put it down, and then my husband decided to like surprise me with it. He got it for me. It was so cute. The last fashion related item that I want to mention in this video is going to be eyewear. So I actually picked up items from two different brands. You also probably heard a lot about Blue Elephant, which is another popular brand that I see a lot on social media. It's an eyewear brand in Korea. I went to Blue Elephant as well, and I've also then ended up getting something from Gentle Monster and this other brand called Wood. If I give you like the 30-second breakdown of my experience and my opinion about the different brands, I found Blue Elephant's like main sunglasses, like their basic line that they offer, to feel a little cheap. The sunglasses felt a little bit lighter. They didn't feel as substantial as the ones that I've know are the quality at Gentle Monster, and then the ones that I felt when I was at Boot. I've heard that Blue Elephant has a more like elevated line. I think it's called like exclusives or something like that, and those are of similar quality that are a little bit better made. If you're looking for super trendy styles that you're not sure you're going to wear for very long periods of time, like, you know, years and years and years, and you find a style at Blue Elephant that like looks good on you and you want to try out, I think it's worth trying out for sure. Like, I think it's worth trying out for myself, but I wouldn't get them to give as gifts for others. Like, they just felt a little too cheap for me to want to give as gifts. The thing about Gentle Monster though is a lot of times the styles that I like are sold out. So I actually saw this style. I'll show you what it looks like. Ta-da! These are from their like crystal collection. So they have these little crystals on the side, and the lenses were a little bit in like this hexagonal shape, and I thought they looked really cute on. Anyway, I saw these when I was in Korea. I saw them at several locations, and I asked if they had them in stock, and none of them had them in stock. So sometimes the issue with Gentle Monster is you'll find a style that you like and you want to get them, and they won't have them in stock. My husband actually was looking on the US website while we were still in Korea. I guess he was just curious if they were sold out everywhere, and he saw that they were in stock, so he actually bought them for me from the US website, but I saw them first in Korea. And then the other thing that they do is they seem to discontinue their styles. So I've been wearing Gentle Monster for probably 10 years now. My very first style was called DD. A couple years ago when I went to Korea, I decided I wanted to actually get another pair of Gentle Monsters to kind of replace my originals because they were tattered. They were starting to they were counting the days. I was like, okay, I think it's time to get another pair to just like refresh the ones that I know I like to wear a lot. And that's these right here, and they're called Palette. And so this was a style that I picked up a couple of years ago, and I wear them a ton again. And so this time around, I was thinking again, I might get another pair to have as either backup or just another pair so I can distribute my use. And you know, this one doesn't get all like the brunt force of everyday wear. I went to the Gentle Monster, and I'm pretty certain they don't have this style anymore. Maybe if I looked online, they would have like the same exact style, but when I was at the store, I like couldn't find the same style. But I could find styles that were similar, but they were called something different. And I was like, these were not the names that I recognize. These were not the names I remember. Some of them were like similar, but like bigger or like a different color. And I'm just like, what happened to just the standard, the core, you know, I just want another one of these. So then I was like, since the same exact style doesn't exist, let me go check out Moot as well, and see if there's a different style that I like from here, because why not? This was after I had already checked out Blue Elephant. So in my mind, Moot falls somewhere in between Blue Elephant and Gentle Monster in terms of their quality of product and their design. I liked their quality of their general, like their basic line of glasses. That we also got a pair as gifts for my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. So like I was more happy with the quality here to give as gifts than I was with the quality of Blue Elephant. If you open it up, this is what their case looks like. It has like this metallic panel on this like triangular case. And if you look at them, they look very similar to the Gentle Monsters. So when I saw these, I was like, oh my gosh, these actually like look like the Gentle Monsters that I wear all the time. And it's not that every single style they have at Moot is like a dupe of, you know, a Gentle Monster style or something like that. They have like a variety of styles. A lot of them are pretty trendy styles. It's just that I gravitated to get this one because I was already looking to get a backup pair of my Gentle Monsters. So when I found something that was like very, very similar and a fraction of the cost for the Gentle Monsters, I was like, oh, okay, I'll get these. These will be my extra pair that I can have to just wear and distribute my use across. I feel like the make and the quality of them are pretty similar from this standpoint, but we'll see how well they wear over time. I did try to take some vlog footage while I was out in Japan and Korea, and if I can ever get myself to actually edit some of that footage together, then I can also share a vlog of some of the things that we did while we were out there, because we did have a really, really, really good time. It was a lot of good food, a lot of shopping, and a lot of like arts and crafts actually. We managed to do a couple of different one-day classes where you can make something. I'm still getting back in the groove of things, so I hope I'll figure out what the best cadence is, but I appreciate your patience as I'm figuring some of that stuff out still. If you're like me and you like stationery, please let me know, because I would love to share my passion for stationery. And if you have any questions on anything that I shared so far or any of my travels that I did, let me know in the comments and I will answer you down there. If you have any video ideas or suggestions for me as well, feel free to leave those in the comments, because then I can make those videos next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!